Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wrestling POV, episode number 30. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with Mimi Gutie.
Hello.
And the third wheel, Rick Serrano III.
Hey, people.
And our intern, Miguel Cole.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Sweet deal. We're going to go straight into the news from around the world. Take it away, Rick.
All right. The wrestling news from around the world is brought to you by TrendyButler.com. Why go out to go shopping when you can shop for the top-of-the-line clothing from the top-of-the-line designers from the comfort of your own home? Pay $65 and you get $150 worth of clothing. It's like having a personal butler. You pick the size and style, and they handpick and ship it for free. Stop dressing like a wanker and log on to TrendyButler.com.
Awesome.
All right, before we get into the wrestling news from around the world, let's have some birthdays, shall we? We got Spike turns 46 years old.
Really?
Yeah, and he looks so much older than that.
He did. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, speaking of a dud, Big Cass turns 30 years old.
Really?
30 years old? He looked.
I thought he was
Wow,
younger.
I thought he was a lot younger than that.
Well, speaking of younger, Bob Backlund turns 67 years old.
Really?
Yes.
Holy cow, another one.
You also have Johnny Gargano. He turns 29 years old. So at 29, going for the NXT Tag Team titles.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Still, young.
And then we have Kofi Kingston turns 35 years old.
35, huh?
Yeah.
He's still that's still young. It's still young.
He
Still
looks
young.
it. You know why,
Yeah.
right?
Why?
Black don't crack. Then we have
Oh, my
Lillian
Lord.
Garcia. She may not be with the company anymore, but we're going to celebrate her birthday here on the Wrestling POV podcast. Lillian Garcia turns 50.
That's
50.
5-0? Wow.
Who?
Lillian
Lillian
Garcia.
Garcia.
Lillian Garcia.
That's because us Boricuas don't freaking get old.
Don't freaking get old, huh?
Yeah, so we got Black Don't Crack and us Boricuas don't get old. All right. Not as catchy, but it's good.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
We got it's not our last birthday, but it's our last birthday for now, and I'll explain that later.
Okay.
Mike Tenay, the most underrated commentator of WCW, turns 62 years old.
Wow.
He doesn't look that
He doesn't look that old. Yeah.
And I loved him. He made me want to watch WCW.
Yeah, you know what? You're right too. He's very underrated. Very underrated. If we ever did an underrated, overrated episode on him, then he'd definitely be underrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So.
Okay, and now it's time for the wrestling news from around the world. All right, so I did mention that it wasn't our last birthday. Well, here's the last birthday. A not so happy 24th birthday to Paige, as she and her boyfriend Alberto Del Rio have both been suspended 30 days for violating WWE wellness policy for the first time. First of all, Paige is 24 years old.
Yeah, she came into the
That is
WWE at 21. She was only
That's
21.
amazing.
Yeah, she was only 21 years old.
But what do you guys think about this violation, man? It's like they're dropping like flies.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I'd say suspend everybody because somebody's going to...
Well, wait till you hear my rumors. Go ahead.
Well, now I know you two are gonna love this.
Oh boy.
Even though it kills me, but all read everything. Eva Marie 2 has been suspended for 30 days for also violating the WWE.
That was my rumor.
It ain't a rumor, it's fact.
And it's fact. Yeah, it was gonna go from rumor to fact, but yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, it wasn't for a performance enhancement.
Wow. Really?
Really?
That's your girl. That's your girl. So
they're both my girls. I love Paige and I love Eva Marie,
Yeah.
and they're both suspended.
I only love Paige. Eva
Um,
Marie, she's a supermodel. She's not a wrestler.
So now the thing is that she was part of that 6-woman tag.
Exactly.
I wonder what they're gonna do now. They're gonna have to replace her.
Yeah.
And
Sucks.
so much for that. But you know what? I had a brand new segment called "Sit Your Ass Down,"
Yes.
and she was the very first participant in the "Sit Your Ass Down," and now she's gonna have to sit her ass down
For 30
days. Make sure you check it out on Facebook, Wrestling POV.
Yes.
But
right,
what could have
all right.
what could have that been though? I mean, from what?
I don't know.
Unreal.
I don't know. I wish I knew.
I know you're very upset.
I was very upset, man. I was shocked. I wish. I don't know, man.
Well, so
It
much for
sucks.
giving her the title, then, huh? Oh.
Listen,
Oh.
it's only 30 days. It's only 30 days.
Yeah, she still ain't gonna get it by then. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, some sad news. Again, we already know that Balls Mahoney, the ECW legend, passed away a couple of months ago.
Yep.
But we found out now that it was due to a heart attack.
Wow.
Yep, so again, our thoughts and prayers are with the Balls Mahoney's family. The Muppets are unable to attend SummerSlam.
What?
I mean, no
What the-
Kermit
You
at
got the
SummerSlam.
Kermit the Frog on SummerSlam?
I thought that they were supposed to attend. Apparently, they were scheduled to attend.
I
I don't
guess,
know
but
what happened with that.
I don't know either. No idea.
But what would they have done? It
Well, it would have been backstage stuff.
yeah.
I mean, because they're not gonna show guys walking down the aisle with the puppets in their hands. That'll look kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
anybody holding a
Puppet in their hand.
interviews is weird. Mr. Rick! Oh, nothing. Samoa Joe is pulling for Brock Lesnar to beat Randy Orton at SummerSlam because he wants Brock Lesnar in a match.
Really?
Yep.
When asked, where do you want to fight Brock Lesnar? At WrestleMania 33, of course.
Really?
Oh,
Yes, and I would love to see
I would
that.
love to see that.
I would too.
That'd be a good match, boy. And just imagine the hype for that match too.
Of course, man.
You
That
know?
would be amazing.
Just imagine. I mean, I can just imagine. Oh my lord! And you know what? I'd root for Samoa Joe.
Oh, yeah, me too.
You know?
He has to win that match.
He
There's no
has to. He has
Yeah.
to, and that would be such a huge upset at a WrestleMania. That
Yeah.
next to the Undertaker streak being broken, that would be a huge upset to me in my eyes. So, all right, what else you got?
We got Bill Goldberg is in New York City to promote WWE 2K17, and during a commercial for the game, Brock Lesnar said, "Hey Bill, you're next."
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Bill's
I
not gonna
hope
get
not, and then I prefer Samoa Joe.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, Bill, come on, he's
I don't want to
retired.
see that again.
I don't.
All right, my last bit of news.
Alrighty.
Big Van Vader versus Will Ospreay happened last week.
Yep. I saw a little
match-
video of it.
It happened at Revolution Pro Wrestling. A match where Ospreay was about to win, but Pete Dunne comes out to help Vader. That is until Ricochet came in for the save. But it wasn't enough as Vader hit 2 chokeslams for the win. But here is the big deal right here. At the end of the match, Will Ospreay grabs a mic. It's a pipe bomb moment, people. And he implied that Vader refused to lose the match as he spoke about egos in wrestling.
Really?
Yes, he actually grabbed the mic, sat down, crossed his legs Indian style, a la CM Punk, and dropped that bomb.
Dang. Really?
Very interesting.
Wow.
It's a little disrespectful.
A little
but,
bit. Just
I
a,
mean, did you expect Vader to lose that match?
no, he wasn't gonna lose. He was not going to lose that match. So, yeah. Oh, wow. I got to check it out, though, because I know I saw it and I just never, clicked on the link to watch the match, but I'm going to have to tonight, so I'm definitely going to check it out. What else you got, Rick?
That's all I got for the news.
All right, well, being that you took my rumor and then it went into fact, we can still talk about it if you like, Rick.
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Now, just remember, we're not going to talk about her for the next 30 days.
Says you. All read everything.
Yeah.
We were talking about Paige.
Yeah. No, I was talking about Eva Marie. All right, so go ahead and take the injury.
All right, so the injury is about Paige, actually. Apparently, Paige, the neck injury was really severe, is what they were saying.
A neck injury?
That was a neck injury.
How did she get that?
They didn't say how. All I saw was that it said that it was a neck injury that was affecting her right arm, in which she couldn't grasp things. However, just 2 days ago, she was in the gym, and she seemed fine to me.
Huh.
So again, this is a whole weird thing. Remember, they had her mom helping her out, saying that she wasn't pregnant or anything. It's a real injury. So it's really weird. This whole situation with her is really weird.
Yeah, well, her and Del Rio.
Yeah, it's bizarre, man.
Yeah, that's weird. I never knew she was even hurt.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, as for somebody who hurt their arm, they do send you to the gym for therapy.
Okay.
Occupational therapy, grabbing onto things, and actually motion and all that stuff, just to get yourself back together and back. So I'm just saying.
Well, if that's it, then hopefully she does get better. She got 30 days to rest now.
She got 30 days to work on it, huh?
Yeah. So get better, Paige, and that's it for the injuries.
Oh, wow. So, all right. So if anybody out there has any questions or comments about the show or about any topic that we talk about in today's show or previous shows, or even my bracket coming up soon, just hit us up on Facebook at Wrestling POV and on Twitter at Wrestling POV, and also on Instagram at Wrestling POV1. We're going to go on a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to do round 2 of my 32-man bracket. We'll be right back.
Cavalry Contracting is locally owned family business that takes pride in working on a higher standard, specializing in kitchen and bathroom remodeling. Check us out before you plan your next home or office project. For more information about our services, log on to CavalryServes.com. You can also like us on Facebook at Cavalry Contracting. Give us a call at 518-669-6583. That's 518-669-6583. How can we serve you?
Hi fans, this is Adrian Strait and you're listening to POD Podcast.
All right, and we're back on to my 32-man bracket. In case anybody's wondering, I never really talked about this on the show, but if anybody is wondering, our opening, the song, the music to our opening and to our closing, it is done by Hungry Jack. They're a very unusual band, but a very good band nonetheless. So just look them up on YouTube. They're all over on there. Hungry Jack. Check them out. And the song is called Sumo. It's a very unusual song. They're kind of grungy metal, and they're a local band from upstate New York, and they're pretty cool. So check them out too. So there's that plug. All right, so now let's go straight into my 32-man bracket, round number 2. Last week it was pretty intense. I had the guys really hating on me because they were saying that I was evil.
You were very evil.
All right, so let's take it away with round 2. What you got, Rick?
But Tony, I told you were going to get some backlash for not putting in HBK.
Yeah, I know. Come on. I don't have to put HBK in, because if that's the case, I should have put in Gorgeous George. I should have put in Bruno Sammartino. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Too late.
But, there's a lot of guys I should have put in there. It's just that this is just my bracket. Who knows? Maybe Rick Serrano the third might have HBK in there. Maybe a little bit of a Diesel in there.
Maybe.
My dog don't like it, but, All right, so let's get into round 2 of the bracket. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the first matchup in the second round is Seth Rollins versus Steve Austin. Rick, go ahead. You take it away.
All right.
Who wins this
Now
one?
I've been thinking about this all week now.
Really?
It's a tough one, but you know what? If I didn't put Mr. Perfect past the Architect Seth Rollins, why would I put Stone Cold Steve Austin past the Architect Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins advances in my book.
Oh, wow.
And I have to disagree.
So who do you got?
I picked Steve Austin because, first of all, Seth Rollins is not better than Steve Austin.
All right, so I'll take the tiebreaker here, and this is going to be a tough pick for me because I like both wrestlers in their prime. Now, just remember, this is in their prime. We're not talking about Seth Rollins. Well, Seth Rollins is in his prime now against an older Steve Austin. We're talking about Steve Austin in his prime. So my pick has to be Steve Austin. I'm sorry. You got to give it to him. As much as I do like Seth to advance, as much as I want him to advance, I have to give it to Steve Austin. So Steve Austin advances. Sorry, Rick. The glass breaks. All right, so now the next matchup is Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. Mimi Gutie, take it.
We're talking about Undertaker in his prime, not today. I would say Undertaker.
Really?
Yep.
All right. Rick?
Now, for me, this is a tough one. Undertaker is one of my favorites of all time. Bray Wyatt is now my favorite of this time. And Bray is not even in his prime yet.
No,
they
he's
haven't
not.
given him that chance.
Yeah.
So, do I go with what the possibility could be or what I already know? So, what I'm going to do here, I am going to go with, oh man, I don't want to say it. Bray Wyatt.
Wow.
That was hard.
I know. I saw the stress level in your face. I saw a little vein pop up in your head. And you got a bandana on. So, I mean, I don't.
That was a big vein.
What's going on over there? So, okay. So now I guess I'm the tiebreaker again. So we got Mimi Gutie who picked The Undertaker. We got Rick Serrano the third who picked Bray Wyatt. This is a hard decision for me also because you look at The Undertaker when he was part of the Ministry. That was badass.
It was.
Bar none. His followers were straight up there. You look at Bray now. You're right, Rick. He hasn't hit his prime yet. Who knows where he's gonna be? Do I see him going toe to toe with The Undertaker, even though they already did? Yeah, but I really don't know. I'm going with Bray Wyatt.
Wow.
I'm going with Bray Wyatt. I have to. I mean, he can be at the same level with The Undertaker as far as mind games go.
Yes, I agree
So
with that.
I have to go with that. All right, so now the next matchup, I've been struggling with this all week. Umanga versus Finn Balor. Who wins this one?
Listen, you said that like last week. I don't get it, man. Umanga wasn't that great to me.
He was. Come on.
He was good. He wasn't that great. And then you guys put him over Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So
I still stick to that one.
for me, Finn Balor, the Demon King, advances.
All right. So Mimi, who do you got?
That's a hard one because I like Finn Balor, but Umaga, he was in his prime. He was the sugar honey iced tea, man. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go with Umaga.
What?
All right, Tony.
All right, I'm the tiebreaker again. Now, a matchup of this caliber, I have to look at stamina, which Umaga didn't have. So, in that aspect, I can see Finn Balor running circles around Umaga. But at the same time, Umaga is a powerhouse.
Yes.
He grabs a hold of you, you're done.
Exactly.
But I can see Finn getting out of it too.
Yeah, I can see Umaga just crushing him.
It's true, but I don't think he has that extra, so I have to go with Finn Balor.
Right.
So Finn Balor advances. All right, so the next matchup, and this one is even hard too. It's Jake the Snake versus Shinsuke Nakamura. A battle of the mind games, so to speak. I would have to say, right? I mean, Shinsuke is pretty good with that. You know, I mean, after he grabbed Samoa Joe's nose, and I don't. Why would he do that? That's weird. All right, so I mean, who do you got? I mean,
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay, wow, that was a quick decision on your part. All right, go ahead, Brick. Who do you got?
You know, they both have those mind games, but like we once said in Underrated, Overrated, Jake the Snake was one of those guys when he whispered, you stopped talking so you could hear what he had to say, and that will always give him the edge over anybody else. The physical aspect of it, Shinsuke's knees are deadly.
Yep.
But Jake the Snake is Jake the Snake, the inventor of the DDT.
True.
Jake the Snake Roberts advances.
Wow. All right. So again, I get the all right, the tiebreaker here. You know what? I agree with everything you said, Rick. But at the same time, you got to look at. I for some reason, stamina plays in this too, and Shinsuke has it more so than Jake the Snake.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Because he was old even in his prime.
yeah, but he, you know, I don't know. This one's really tough, but I think at the end of it, these two guys going face to face, I have to give it to Shinsuke Nakamura. I have to. I mean, Jake, I know it would be an outstanding match. It would be a match of the century. But I think Shinsuke would have the advantage. I really do.
Hey, we could just say Shinsuke has a better song.
And he does have a better song. All right, so we have a SummerSlam matchup in my bracket. AJ versus John Cena. Who you got? Who we got?
I'm blah, blah, blah. That's how I feel right now. I love AJ. AJ's the guy. AJ's the guy.
Rick, who you got?
AJ's the guy.
Really? He got the gloves on.
With my AJ Styles gloves on.
All right, the next matchup. That was a pretty easy one. Thank you. I didn't have to be the tiebreaker for that. All right, so the next one. It is The Rock versus Eddie Guerrero. The Rock.
I have to go with The Rock. I think.
Really?
Yeah. Eddie Guerrero was great in the ring and all, but I don't like him on the mic. He did funny things, but he never really spoke. The Rock put people in their places for a long time, and today everybody laughs about it. So
that is true.
Definitely The Rock.
The
I
Rock?
want The Rock over Eddie.
All right, so Mimi, who you got?
Eddie Guerrero.
Really?
I think he was a better technical wrestler than The Rock.
Wow. All right, so now I got the tiebreaker on this one. Good points on both ends. Who has the edge is what it pretty much boils down to. I have to give it to The Rock. I think The Rock has the edge on it. I really do.
The mic has nothing to do with wrestling.
I'm not talking about the mic though. I'm talking about who has the edge. It's The Rock. The Rock has the edge. He can hang with the best of them, and
that's true.
I just think and I'm a huge Eddie Guerrero fan, and I just think that The Rock has just that little bit of an edge. All right, so this is going to be a heartbreaker for Rick. It is Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. In the second round, they both advanced. Man.
Listen, let me just say this. Their SummerSlam match. Speaking of SummerSlam, their SummerSlam match in the steel cage, one of my favorite matches of all time, Bret versus Owen.
Yep.
If you haven't seen it, check it out on the network. WrestleMania 10, again, another great match where Owen won. This is the technical wrestling of Bret Hart and the high flying of Owen Hart. I'm gonna have this is so bad. Owen Hart because of his mic skill.
Okay. All right. So Mimi, who you got?
I was gonna agree with Rick on Owen Hart.
Owen Hart defeats Bret Hart. He advances to the third round. Oh my goodness.
Enough is enough.
And
it's time for a change.
Oh my goodness. All right, so the final match, it is Samoa Joe versus CM Punk. Who we got on this one? Both grapplers, both brawlers. Okay.
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. All right, Rick, who you got?
Well, they had a history in Ring of Honor.
Yes, they did.
But there is, if I didn't pick Bret Hart and I didn't pick The Undertaker, there is no chance in hell that I am not picking the best in the world, CM Punk.
So you're going with CM Punk.
He's
wearing his shirt. All right, so Mimi went with Samoa Joe. Rick went with CM Punk. So I am the tiebreaker in this final match of the second round. And who gets it? I have to go with Samoa Joe. I have to. Samoa, he would have that little bit of edge. I mean, he would probably win by DQ. I don't know, but I just think he would have that edge to beat CM Punk. I'm sorry, Rick. I know it's just something. It was inevitable for CM Punk to advance, but too bad, so sad he doesn't. So anyway, next week, round 3, I will post the updated bracket on Facebook and Instagram, so that way you guys can just look for yourself and see, did we get the right pick? Did we pick the right ones? I'm not sure. It's crazy. This was a crazy bracket. And once we're done with this bracket, then we're going to get a chance to see what Rick Serrano III has.
Oh, and I got something for you guys. It's going to be your worst nightmare, these first round matchups. Be prepared for that.
All righty. So now let's go on to the Raw notes. All right. Raw opened up with Seth cutting a promo. Obviously, it was done earlier. He was outside, and he stated that he was going to look for the Demon King. It's weird.
This whole night, it sounded like he was saying Demon Kane.
It did.
Yes, I thought he was saying Demon Kane at first, and then I saw who he was talking about.
Yeah. It was just weird. It was just really weird. So I didn't get it. So anyway, so you got Rusev in the ring with Lana. Rusev stated that there will be no Raw until Roman. I'm sorry. Until Roman apologizes, Mick Foley comes out. He tries to tell Rusev to get out of the ring. He didn't have a mic on him. And
that
then,
was weird.
And yeah. But do you notice they cut off, and then all of a sudden when they cut back to him, he had a mic. So they must have been scrambling or something. Then Stephanie came out, and there was that thing we talked about a long time ago, Rick, about how they got these general managers now, and then now why are you there? Why is Stephanie there? Why is Shane at SmackDown? It's ridiculous. I mean, I get it. If it was the week before a pay-per-view like this week, if they were there, okay, fine, I kind of get that, but
they've been there almost every week.
Stephanie wasn't there once. Just once. That was it since the brand split. Shane's been at SmackDown every single one.
Every week.
And it's just, I don't know why they're there. So anyway, Steph comes out, states that to show some respect to Foley and this and that. Rusev, this is Steph. I'm shocked he got away with that. And then Roman Reigns comes out. And then they want to... Mick makes a match stating that they're going to have a match that night just in honor of, he wants to defend Lana's honor. And that was dictated for a match? I didn't get it. I mean, obviously we'll talk about it later, but I just don't understand,
the logic.
I mean, if it was a mixed tag, maybe, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But it was just a full-blown match.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the belt. It was just for Lana's honor. Not a good start, Raw, for me.
No, not a good start at all.
No, it just didn't make sense.
It's like the same old Raw.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it.
No, not really, but...
Well, my thing is that every time there's going to be a pay-per-view, they always put these people to fight on Raw right before pay-per-view. So it takes away...
Not real. This is the first time they actually did that. Yeah.
They've done it for a while.
Yeah, but there's always been like either a mixed tag or something, or they'll involve the two main eventers in a tag against each other or something. So that's why I thought this was going. But to have the actual match, it was like
ridiculous.
it was just weird. I don't know. So
I didn't like it.
Anywho, it was a funny promo with the club again. Those guys are funny. I enjoyed it. So meanwhile, in the ring, it was New Day versus the Dudleys. It was a quick match. Second time, Devon hits Bubba. Mm-hmm. So the winners ended up being New Day, but could this mean a Dudley boy split?
I don't think so.
No?
I just think the Dudleys are done. I mean, there's
No,
nothing.
well, they signed a new contract, so I don't think they're done. I think I could see them getting, split up, and Devon will go to SmackDown, and Bubba will probably stay at Raw and do the whole Bully Ray gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
They were talking about
They
that,
were
so
talking
maybe
about
you're
it a while ago, so we'll see. All right, so then after that, we got Nia Jax versus another jobber.
Wait. Before we get into that,
What happened?
we had, what was it? We had Sheamus having an interview about how he's moving on to greener pastures against Sami Zayn, that he's done with Cesaro. Sheamus versus Sami Zayn, and Cesaro joins commentary.
Yeah.
That, first of all, having Cesaro on any kind of mic is a huge mistake. So having him on commentary was dumb.
It is true. That's true.
And was Michael Cole drunk? Because he called the white noise the Irish curse backbreaker. He called the blue thunder bomb a Michinoku driver.
He's trying to get up to par with Mauro Ronaldo.
I guess.
Yeah.
But do it right, at least.
Exactly.
And Cesaro caused a distraction, and Zayn won with the hell of a kick. And then in a backstage segment, you got Sheamus and Cesaro arguing, and Mick Foley on a rampage. All right. You two are going to have a best-of-7 series. Did I hear that correctly? A best-of-7 series?
That's what I said, did the same thing.
Starting at SummerSlam? They already had 2 matches. You going to scrap that?
I guess it's not going to count. It don't count.
So, what? Come on, man.
That
what
means,
are they going to do with that?
You know how long that match is going to be? A best of 7? A best of 7?
No, well, it's going to be 1 match per week.
Oh, is that what it is?
So they're going to drag it out for 7 weeks.
You're kidding me.
That's even worse.
Yeah, that's even worse. I thought that was like a 2 out of 3. Best of 7. Seriously? That's ridiculous. That is so stupid. So that's probably why I didn't write it down. All right, so then now we get into Nia Jax versus some jobber.
Rachel Levy.
Yeah, it's a little short thing, blue hair. Nia Jax destroyed her. But I dig it. I like it. I really like the fact that they're putting her into these matches with these jobbers, really making her look dominant. To me, it's going to look like a future match with Nia Jax versus Sasha. Don't know when. Could be by by Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now the feud with her and Charlotte is happening now. But it could be. It could end up being that way. But I dig it. I dig it.
Do you condone Nia Jax pushing a woman off the 3rd rope onto the outside?
Yes.
I was gonna say yeah.
How dangerous was that?
It was very dangerous. I mean, I'm sure that she knew she was going to do that, so she had to brace herself somewhat. But that's what just made it more brutal.
Yes. Oh, it did definitely.
So I mean, it was very, very brutal. I like what they're doing. I think it's cool. I'm looking forward to see what else they're gonna do with her. So now we got Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. They come out, start cutting the promo on Orton. Then your favorite wrestler, Rick, Heath Slater. You know what? He's starting to be my favorite too. He is funny as hell. My God, he is so funny. So he comes out and basically, if he beats Brock, he gets a Raw contract. The whole skit was just funny. He ended up getting his ass whooped. The little curse word by
Yeah.
Brock when he said, "I really don't give a ass about your kid." And then
That was the best part, man.
that
That
was. But you know what? That's how Raw used to be.
Yeah.
Edgy like that. You know what I'm saying? And I liked how they stepped into that part of it a little bit. But I dig it. He got his butt whooped, and nothing happened after. He just got his butt whooped.
He got beat.
He got
And
beat.
then the worst part of it was after he gets his butt whooped, they continue the promo.
Yeah.
It wasn't long enough.
Yeah. So, oh my God. I mean, I don't even know if I'm looking forward to that match anyways, but we'll talk about that later when we give our predictions. So, then we have Big Cass versus Kevin Owens. That was a good match. It was weird seeing Big Cass on the defensive this time.
Yeah.
Rick, you always say how much, because Enzo is always on the defensive, and then it's always Big Cass coming in for the hot tag and then, kicking everybody's butt. But it was weird to see that, but he handled it good.
For me, it was even in a match against Kevin Owens, Big Cass is still unimpressive. I wasn't impressed.
Really?
By
You wasn't
him. I'm
impressed.
not.
I thought he did pretty good. And
But
and the reason why is because he was on the defensive.
Yep.
And for a big guy like that to take a beating like that I was like, I tip my hat off to you. He can wrestle. He can do his thing. He can do his thing, Rick.
I agree. I have to agree with Tony on that one.
But what I'll tell you what I was impressed with. I was impressed with the Y2J Kevin Owens team name,
But
Jericho.
Jericho, that's right, yeah. Almost the same. Almost the same Jericho, but Jericho. So, actually, Big Cass won by DQ. There's some interference with
Y2J.
Y2J. Knocked Enzo right out. I don't know. It was just weird. That part of it was weird. But they continued to beat him down, and then obviously the match is going to happen at SummerSlam. So I'm looking forward to that. So then it's backstage interview with Roman. Then Rusev just jumps him from behind, starts beating him up. I don't know what was the purpose of that segment.
Now, remember what I told you? I said if anybody can do it to Roman Reigns, it'll be Rusev.
Yeah.
He tears off his clothes.
Yeah.
He comes out, and I was like, yes, this is it. And it wasn't.
It wasn't. He
But
still
I
came
don't know
out with his life vest.
Best.
Hey, at least his life vest got color in it now.
Well, now it's got color. Yeah, red. He actually, he's copying the wrestling POV colors.
Yes.
Black and
There
red.
you go.
What's going on?
He's promoting.
He's promoting us.
Okay,
He's
all right. So
promoting
then,
us.
so leave the vest on as long as he's promoting the show. All right. So then now Seth is in the ring, trying to call out the Demon King. Well, actually, he earlier, right?
You're
No,
skipping a lot, Tony.
I did.
I know you don't want to talk about the primetime players versus the Shining Stars. But
That happened.
That happened.
Really?
It
It did. I didn't see
The
it.
primetime players came back together.
Get out of here.
for
Are you
one
serious?
night only.
Really?
Yes.
I did not see that match. When did that happen?
You went to the bathroom.
No, it couldn't have been that fast. Serious? Really?
So the primetime players
Oh,
fought
my
against
God.
the Shining Stars of Puerto Rico. Apparently, in the Raw pre-show, Titus said to Darren Young, "Listen, let's get the band back together for one night only." And Bob Backlund quickly said yes. This match absolutely sucked. What happened was this guy, Darren Young, got bumped into Titus O'Neil. Titus came in, gave him the Clash of the Titus, and the Shining Stars are on a winning streak.
Really? I don't remember even seeing that match.
But you know what bothered me was that the Shining Stars didn't get an entrance. They came back from commercial break and they were already in the ring.
Yes.
Really?
You know who got an entrance?
Who?
The Fry Cook that fought against Braun Strowman got an
Yes.
entrance last week.
Yes.
Puerto Rico, we got our first gold medal. We
I
can't get an
know.
entrance.
I know. They be hating on us, Boricuas, man.
Oh my God! All right. Wow. I didn't. That's sad that
Tony,
I didn't see it.
You must have been in the bathroom for a really long time because Next match was Jinder Mahal versus Neville.
What? I did not see that.
It happened.
You know what? Actually, you know what? I mean, what the? I don't know. That's weird. I did not see that. I would have it on my notes. Did I watch the same Raw? Was it the same Raw? Did I watch last week's Raw or something? Oh my God! Go ahead. So go ahead, talk about me because I didn't see it.
So Jinder Mahal makes his debut again against Neville. Neville actually slipped during his entrance, which is pretty funny.
Did he really?
Yeah. A crazy move by Neville. Neville did a corkscrew backflip to the outside.
Oh wow!
But at the end of it all, Neville beat Mahal. Mahal barely had any offense, and I was just shocked that you would make him lose that way. Neville could have beat anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Jinder Mahal returned to lose.
That's weird.
So, I don't know.
That is weird.
And then, Tony, we also had Mick Foley and Stephanie backstage announcing that they're going to have Jon Stewart as their guest at SummerSlam.
Okay, I saw that.
All right, so you might remember that Jon Stewart cost John Cena the U.S. title last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What is he going to do this year?
Hopefully stay in the back because
yeah, no one wants to see him.
I don't want to see him. Screw that. So all right, so
All
now
right.
am I caught up now?
Yes, you are.
All right, so now Seth Rollins is in the ring trying to call out the Demon King. The promo was kind of long. I thought maybe this was probably Seth Rollins' worst promo.
It was.
Because he really didn't put any heat on himself. You know, as much as he had the crowd in the palm of his hands, he didn't put any heat on himself.
Well,
and it was boring.
I think you were wrong there because a fan ran in the ring to attack him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So he was saying something to get him angry.
No, because it looked like the fan wanted to hug him. So he probably had made a fan out of the deal. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, so
I think that fan got arrested.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm sure he did. So after a couple minutes, and then Finn Balor comes out in full war paint. The crowd did pop. They duked it out for a little bit, and you know I am looking forward to it. Now, how do you guys feel about them already showing the whole war paint?
That's what I'm saying.
Instead of saving it for SummerSlam.
I know.
You know,
They're ruining it.
It's not the ruining part, but it's just why.
No, they ruined it.
Why go through that? I don't
ridiculous.
understand. It was weird, man. But I am still looking forward to the match.
Yeah.
We'll give our predictions later on in the show, but I mean, I was just weirded out. I was just really weirded out. So, anyway, so then they show a backstage promo with Charlotte and Dana. Jesus, Charlotte, she's so mean, isn't she?
So we're not going to talk about the Golden Truth versus the Club.
That happened too?
Yes.
And did I watch it complete? What the heck? Wow.
So
You know what? I was having troubles with the cables. Man, I wonder if that was it. That they kept cutting in and
skipping.
out. Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what happened. Because I'm telling you, I got all my notes here. I got everything. I wrote everything down except for those 4. So 4 or 5.
So 4, 5, 6 right now.
Well, the Club ended up winning.
But I figured they would win.
In quick fashion. I feel bad for Goldust for having to put on all that makeup for a 5-minute match. The New Day ended up coming out and they tried to attack Anderson's groin with a trombone, but that didn't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. Then Charlotte was backstage.
How did I miss that? That's weird. I'm like weirded out. Anyway, all right, so then they cut the promo. It was a good promo. I thought it was good. Looked like it's gonna break ties with Dana. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't know. So Charlotte ended up fighting Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox has returned.
Yeah, and Sasha was at she wasn't at ringside, but she was doing commentary. It was a good match. Winner was Charlotte. Sasha. Sound like Steve Austin there for a second.
Sasha.
All right, we got Sasha Banks or William Regal. All right, so then Sasha was, I don't know, going to the ring, I guess.
Yeah, Charlotte called her out.
Yeah, and then she gets jumped by Dana, but failed, obviously. She beat the crap out of Dana. But Charlotte grabbed a hold of her, got her into the figure 8, and really cinched it in there. I'm looking forward to, this is another match I'm looking forward to, so we'll see what happens. And then now we go to the main event, right? Am I right? Main event? Or was there something else?
Just before that, they had a Braun Strowman package
showing
his highlights.
I liked it.
But let me tell you something. They're doing the same thing with Nia Jax. Like I told you. Last week, Nia Jax was off. They did a video package of her. This week, Braun Strowman was off. They did a video package of him.
That's funny.
I'm telling you, there may be a relationship in the future. You heard it here first, people.
That would be an unusual relationship. It would. All right, so now the main event, Roman Reigns versus Rusev. Now, Roman did get a good pop throughout this match.
Yes,
I did notice. It was a really good match. I did like it. But now, my problem is this. All right, I like Lana and all this. I like her being there. But have you guys noticed that she rarely does anything now?
Yep.
I'm sorry. As a heel manager, you got to do something. Like distract the refs so Rusev could do something illegal, or like when Roman gets thrown into the ropes, grab his ankle or something. She did nothing.
Nope.
She just stood there in a wedding dress,
like a priss.
Acting like a spoiled brat, and nothing. I mean, but the match was good in itself. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna have a heel manager, at least have her interfere somehow.
Right. Be the old Lana like she used to be.
Yeah, because she used to. I liked her with the
old
suit,
Lana.
not the beehive bun or whatever that was called, but the library bun. But I liked her in that suit.
The old Lana was the vicious Lana.
Yeah. So I mean, go ahead, Rick.
Like you were saying, the match I thought was an amazing match, and again, I'm no Roman Reigns fans, but I'm really starting to like the way this is going with these two. Now, this was such a great match. Why not save it for SummerSlam?
That was
and what bothered me the most, have it end in a double disqualification, a double countout where they're just beating each other.
Yeah.
Do not have Roman win.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna have Roman win, have him hit 2 spears. Don't let it be one spear out of nowhere and it ends.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. That was the whole Raw was weird. If we do a pro and cons on this. There was a lot of cons. I mean, just the setup for it, the debut of Demon King, the Roman Reigns and Rusev match. It was just a weird Raw, man. Leading into SummerSlam,
the promos were so long.
The promos were long. Seth was on TV too much. I don't know. It's just a lot of things did not make sense. And a Raw before SummerSlam, you figured this, it would be off the hook, to get people into SummerSlam. But I really wasn't with Raw this week. I mean, hopefully they redeem themselves. They normally do the night after Raw or SummerSlam, but we'll see. We'll see. It wasn't my favorite, but like I said, we'll see. All right, that is our clue, our hint, our time for Rick Serrano III's Wrestling Joke of the Week. Take it away.
Welcome back to Rick Serrano's Wrestling Joke of the Week. Today's joke is, why did Jake the Snake go north of the border?
Why is that?
He saw a billboard that said, "Drink Canada Dry."
That is so wrong. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. That's bad, Rick. That is bad. Did you prick him in my bracket? No, you didn't. That's bad, Rick.
All right. Goodness. Well, if you out there have a wrestling joke, send it on into our Facebook page at Wrestling POV Podcast, or on Twitter at Wrestling POV, or Instagram at Wrestling POV1 using the hashtag WPOV Jokes. People, right after a word from our sponsor, we're going to come back with the SmackDown Breakdown.
Hey, Miguel. Yes, Mr. Rick? I think you need to change your wardrobe. What's wrong with my wardrobe? Well, you only have one outfit. Yes, this is true. What do you suggest? I suggest you go to trendybutler.com. Trendybutler.com? How does it work? Well, you create your style profile. It's based off your taste, your fit, and your pattern preference. Okay, then what happens? Well, then a Trendy Butler stylist handpicks your clothes. Really? Yeah, whether it's a wardrobe or special occasion, Trendy Butler has you covered. Then what? You sit back and relax and let your clothing come to you. So, they send it to the house? Yes, you get a shipment once a month, and if you don't want it anymore, you can tell them to piss off. Well, I don't know if I would say that, but Mr. Rick, that sounds expensive. What if I told you you get $150 worth of clothing for $65 and it's from well-known brands and today's hottest new designers? Well, I tell you to piss off. Well, tell me to piss off because not only is it $65, shipping is free. Oh my goodness! Hey Miguel, where are you going with my credit card? To trendybutler.com. Looking good has never been so easy.
I'm telling you, man, Trendy Butler, they're on my list, man.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start buying my clothes there, man. That's a pretty good deal. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like being served by a butler. I mean, come on, who doesn't? All right,
True.
people, let's get into the SmackDown Breakdown.
Yay.
All right, so we open up SmackDown with Daniel Bryan and Shane backstage asking Randy Orton to sign a contract. Orton says it's just a warning. This match may not go as long as planned. It only takes one RKO and a 3 count to end the match. I'm like, come on, man. Stop with this one RKO. Like, they're really gassing Randy Orton. I love Randy Orton, but you started to make me hate him with all this praise you're giving him. But then he gets interrupted by Heath Slater with a fruit basket saying he's sorry and he wants a contract.
But then it said to Bob. And then he goes, wait, Bob? No, that was supposed to say boss. Boss.
Randy takes a bite out of an apple and says, I got an idea, and doesn't say anything, and he goes straight to the SmackDown opening.
But, dude, was that funny when he threw him the apple and it landed? It landed right on his chest and it stood there. Oh, my God, that was so funny.
But,
and that wasn't meant, that wasn't like on purpose.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Absolutely not. But you know what bothered me about this the most was Daniel Bryan and Shane. They are so bad at trying to not care.
Yeah. But it's like what we had said. I mean, honestly, you know what? I'm starting to think that this was a bad choice to pick Daniel Bryan as a general manager.
I knew it from the beginning.
But you know what?
I don't like it.
But you know what? It goes for Mick Foley, too. And I'm a big fan of Mick Foley.
Yep.
The way he acted on Raw this past Monday, I didn't like it. I'm like, you know what?
They're just puppets. I
don't know. I don't like it. I don't dig it.
Since you didn't like that, maybe you'll like Miz TV.
Nope, I hate that even worse.
Started to talk. Dean Ambrose interrupts. He comes out, starts speaking, and quickly he gets interrupted by Dolph Ziggler. I'm not feeling this beef between Dean and Dolph. I feel like it's being forced.
I'm not, yeah.
However, the best part of it was Dolph getting so emotional. He's like, you gotta dig deep. You gotta find that one last move, and then super kick out of nowhere. That was cool.
That was cool.
Wait, are you giving credit to Dolph Ziggler?
Just a little tiny bit, like a grain of salt.
Hey, I'll take it.
Salt's gone.
think it's time to bring out that Dolph Ziggler shirt.
No. Nope.
Yes.
For Mr. Tony Diaz.
No, not gonna happen. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, it ended up with Dolph Ziggler saying, I'm that damn good. But this is another baffling part. During the commercial break,
Yeah.
The Miz is in the ring, calls out Apollo Creed, and Apollo says, no, it's Cruz. And he hits a spin-out powerbomb on The Miz. Why do this during a commercial?
Exactly. I don't. Yeah.
It's the Intercontinental Championship, people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Now my thing is this, okay, is that happened during a commercial. Number one, why? But number two, the next thing that happened, it was the tag team turmoil match, or whatever they wanted to call that, where they had what? It was a 12-on-12, right?
It's 6-on-6.
Or
you had the
was it 6-on-6?
Yeah, you had the Usos, American Alpha, and the Hype Bros versus the Vaudevillains, Breezango, and the Ascension. Yep.
Now, the reason why I'm pointing that out is because they gave each and every one of them an entrance.
Yes,
So you mean to tell me now this match, though I did enjoy, don't take me wrong, but you mean to tell me that this match had more relevance than the IC? You know what I'm saying? This match had nothing. It was going nowhere. It wasn't going to be a special attraction match at SummerSlam or anything else. But then, yet, during a commercial break, you did this angle with Apollo Creed and the Crews. I'm starting to really call him that. And you do that during a commercial? I don't get that. Do that. When that happened with Dolph and Dean, okay. They powdered out. They left the ring or whatever. Then do the stick with the Apollo Crews, and then have Apollo have his moment or whatever, because it is for the IC belt at SummerSlam, and then go to commercial. Then that way you can cut some of the other guys, not to diss the tag team, but then you can cut some of their interests out. You know what I'm saying? And then get into that match. That was really poorly done.
Yeah,
really poorly done. But I did enjoy the tag team match.
But for me, I don't know. I felt like the match broke down so quickly, and then they went to a commercial, and then you had a sloppy exchange of finishers. I mean, it was all right. I wasn't too thrilled about it.
It was hype, no pun, but it did get hype here and there. And I'm pretty sure the only reason why they're doing that is because they're going to get ready to set up for the tag team title.
Yep.
They're going to have to do a tournament. It's a tournament. They're going to be a tournament here soon. Yep. Yeah, let's get this tournament going right now for these tag team titles. Anyway.
Well, then the match ended up, American Alpha ended up hitting their finisher, ended up winning it for the Usos.
Let me tell you something. That was an impressive finisher.
That's a great finisher.
I love it.
It's
going to be hard to do it on some guys, but I mean, they did it on probably the lightest guy there, because they can't do that to anybody else. I'm sorry, but we'll see how they change it up. But it was a good match. But yeah, you're right. They did win. Good match.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get to see the match of the night, where it was Naomi versus Eva Marie. Naomi with a new entrance with blacklight, passing out glow sticks. She got a remix song.
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
I liked it.
That was cool, yeah. Unfortunately, Eva Marie was stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Match didn't happen.
No.
Then we had Alberto Del Rio backstage with AJ Styles. AJ's hyping him up. Yeah, you get to relive what you did to him in October. Blah, blah, blah. But then AJ's like, I'm on SummerSlam, and you're not even on the card. Now, I was thinking this is probably a possible face turn for Del Rio to fight AJ after all this. But now you're suspended for 30 days, bro.
I know.
Now, it's not going to happen.
All right. So then we had Randy Orton versus Heath Slater, baby. And Randy Orton was just being aggressive. He gets disqualified. David Otunga learns a hard lesson that he needs to move out of the way when someone throws somebody into the table. Notice how Morrow and JBL left to get hit. But Orton hits 2 German suplexes, mocking Brock Lesnar, and then he hits an RKO. So, technically, Heath Slater wins the match.
Yeah.
So he gets a contract.
Yep.
So he thought. He's backstage. He got the doctor telling him, Heath Slater's like, I'm hurting all over. I won. He calls Daniel Bryan Mick Foley, says he loves Holy Foley. And then he tells Shane he looks beautiful, Stephanie. And as he's about to sign the contract, Shane being a douche, man, takes away his contract. Yep. That wasn't even funny.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't think it was funny. I thought Heath was funny.
Heath was hilarious.
But I just think the chemistry between those three didn't match at all.
No.
You know what I mean? It didn't. It really didn't. And
You know what it is? That Shane and Daniel Bryan are both stiffs.
yeah.
There's not a funny guy there.
No.
So when I like to call Shane the seagull, because he likes to turn his head like a seagull. And like
He tries to be like his father. That's what it is.
He turns his head and he's like looking at Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan doesn't know what to do because he's a. Listen, I'm sorry. On Third is the Word, I brought up about how he's feeling like he had a mental breakdown for retiring and stuff like that. He's taking too many hits to the head, bro.
Yeah.
Get Daniel Bryan out of there. It was a horrible decision to put him as a general manager. I'm sorry. Go back to Total Divas or go on to Total Bellas and stay there.
My goodness.
Wow. Rick is on a rant today.
I see that.
Yes.
And tops it off with the yes chant. Way to go, Rick.
All right. But Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton had a little stare down.
Yep.
And that went nowhere.
No.
Eric Rowan versus Dean Ambrose. Now, Eric Rowan hit a spinning power slam. I was like, yes, you know what, Eric Rowan, you climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
But Dean kicking out of his finisher, the spinning back, the heel kick, what's that about, man?
Yeah.
I know he's a champ or whatever. Come on. Dirty,
That's true.
he hits the Dirty Deeds for the win. It was a good match. I'm more impressed with Rowan.
Yeah, I was too.
But here's the part that freaked me out, man. Bray turns his back on Rowan. He's looking at the sheet mask, rocking in the chair, and he leaves the sheet mask and he walks away.
Yep.
What's happening with that?
I don't know. I mean, if you do notice, it looks like they're starting some new angles. And apparently either something's going to go down in SummerSlam or after SummerSlam. You know, I mean, do you think about it? That angle there, and then the angle with him and Orton, you know, who knows what's going to happen? You know, you what?
I'm thinking that Bray Wyatt and attacks Eric Rowan and Luke Harper comes in for the save.
That would be nice.
He is due to be back.
Yeah.
He is due to be back, and it's SummerSlam, so they say he will be back by SummerSlam, so who knows? We'll see what happens. Or he might be with Bray, you know?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
All right. And then we had Natalya and Alexa Bliss versus Carmella and Becky Lynch. I feel like Becky's stepping into this top women's wrestler of SmackDown very well.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like the whole what's that, straight fire?
Oh my God, that cracks me up.
Right?
She cracks me up when she does that. She did it at the Glens Falls Civic Center. Fire! I love it. I love it. If there's a shirt out with that, I'll buy that shirt. There's a straight fire.
Well, this match wasn't straight fire. It was
No.
straight doo-doo.
It was straight doo-doo. Look ahead.
Eva Marie interrupts. She comes out. She gets chased down by Naomi. Eva comes in and out of the ring. Natalya throws Naomi out, and then she gets hit with the disarmer. And Becky Lynch and Carmella end up getting the win. That sets up a match for SummerSlam, and Eva Marie gets suspended.
Yep. So now they're going to have to pick somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? I got a question. I forgot to ask this earlier in the show. Now, you got Del Rio suspended. You got Paige suspended. And you have Eva Marie suspended. Now, are they going to do the same thing with them that they did with Roman Reigns?
What do you mean?
How they
apologize?
No. How they blew it up and made it into a storyline. Kind
no.
of. They did kind of with Roman.
Oh, no,
They
did.
acknowledged it on
Yeah, they're not gonna do
TV.
that again.
You know what I'm saying? Are they? With
No, they're
Eva?
not.
I think, you know what? I think they're going to do that with Eva.
Probably.
You know, whenever she comes back, I guarantee they're going to say something about it. Somebody's going to diss her on it. Well, at least I didn't need any enhancements. That somewhere along that line is going to happen. You watch.
Oh, believe me, Eva Marie has had plenty of enhancements.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
Because the first one
Yeah. And
disintegrated.
It blew up.
It popped.
It pulped.
Speaking of blowing up, Baron Corbin was about to blow up Kalisto's head against that wall.
Yeah.
what? So we're gonna do another bully thing, another Ryback beating up on the little guy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Next.
But you know that's going to be on the pre-show, so.
Yeah. Our main event, because I'm not going to talk about Brock and Randy Orton 15 years in the making again. We have Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena, AJ on commentary. Yep. Surprisingly very good on commentary.
He was. I was very impressed.
But have you noticed that John Cena of himself, he's covering up. At one point, Del Rio kicked him, and it was like a shadow kick because he threw himself back. It's just like, and he's talking so much during his matches, John.
Yeah.
John Cena always talks during his matches.
Yes,
He does.
But it's
He
getting
needs
worse.
to shut up.
He does. Wait till SummerSlam. Shoot.
Yeah.
Wait till Summer. You're going to have a full-blown conversation with him through the TV. It's true.
So, of course, John Cena ends up winning. After the match, AJ hits him with a phenomenal forearm, says, "Your time is up, my time is now," goes for the Styles Clash and gets AA'd. And then he gets AA'd through a table.
Yeah. Now, the problem I have with that is, now AJ just gave him the phenomenal forearm. And Cena was out.
Yep.
Right? Like, he was just laid out. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden he gets back up like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Come on, Cena. Serious? You know?
It's Cena.
Your time is up. Get out.
His time is now.
It's
No,
not.
it's not.
No, I can see him very clearly, Rick.
And he sucks.
I know what he looks like. He's a white guy.
With muscles. He's a hefty.
He's a
hefty.
big white guy. That's all I got.
He's hefty.
Oh, that commercial.
So that's the end of SmackDown. So let's go into Raw versus SmackDown.
Oh.
Right now, Raw is winning 2-1.
Yep.
So, Mimi, Raw or SmackDown?
Who do you think?
Raw.
Really? Raw? Mm-hmm. All right. Reason?
Reason?
Yeah.
SmackDown was boring.
SmackDown was boring.
Yeah, I fell asleep. I tried to watch it twice. It's...
All right, Rick, what do you think?
I mean, honestly, Raw I didn't like it at all. I thought the promos were terrible. The matches weren't all that. Well, they had the Roman Reigns versus Rusev match was amazing.
Yeah. And the debut of the Demon King.
Oh, come on. You can't debut a guy that's already been on NXT, all over NXT, but okay.
Yeah, sure.
For me, SmackDown was better just because the Dolph Ziggler kick was great. I enjoyed the Del Rio versus John Cena match. And I like the promo. I mean, Heath Slater's promo was way better than it was against Brock. So based off of Heath Slater on SmackDown, I'm going with SmackDown.
Okay.
All right. I'm the tiebreaker. I just think Raw was done very sloppy. It was very sloppy throughout the whole show, but so was SmackDown. They were having these irrelevant matches that went nowhere. The tag team, the women's, it led to nothing. It really did. It led to nothing. The overacting again by Dolph Ziggler. It was just ridiculous. And, but now we look at Raw. They shouldn't have debuted Finn Balor. The match shouldn't have happened with Rusev and Roman. It was another sloppy show and bad acting from Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon. But I did enjoy the fact that Finn Balor came on Raw, and I did enjoy the Rusev match. So I think very slight edge went to Raw this week. So
all right. So
Raw
Monday
wins it.
Night Raw is now up 3-1 of the new era.
Wow. So all right. So now let's go to what do you got, Rick?
Well, I gotta tell you guys, you listeners out there, we have my show, Third is the Word, the wrestling news show, shorter than anything and everything. And we have the new segment from our very own Tony Diaz, Man, Sit Your Ass Down, will now be available on YouTube. We got to get our YouTube subscriptions up, people. So start subscribing. Like our videos on YouTube because we work hard at doing it. We want to entertain you. And don't forget, we also have NXT with MC and a little bit of Cruiserweight. Not because they're little, but because there's only a little bit of Cruiserweight to cover. Also on YouTube. Speaking of which, we're going to get into the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn predictions. Mr. Rick, what are you doing? I'm about to do I just said the NXT TakeOver predictions. Mr. Rick, NXT is my thing. You know what, Mr. Rick? I'm going to take over here. Miguel, get off of me. No, Mr. Rick, I'm doing this right now. Go stand over there. Fine, Miguel. Jeez. Okay, guys. So we're going to talk about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the tag team title match. The Revival versus Gargano and Ciampa.
All right, you know what? I'm going to have to go with the Revival. Gargano and Ciampa, they're a good team. Really good team, but I don't think they're ready for it yet. The Revival is such a good team. I have to go with the Revival.
I agree with you on that one.
The Revival? All right, Miguel, so what do you think?
Oh my goodness, how could you say that? You know, what I'm thinking is, you know, the Revival, they've had the title twice already. Maybe it's time to move on up. So I think it's going to be Gargano y Ciampa.
Ciampa?
Ciampa.
Oh,
that means
okay.
and Ciampa.
Come on, get away to Tony. Okay, then we have the women's NXT title match between Bayley and Asuka.
Oh, that's a brutal match. Mimi, what do you think? I'll let you take this one first.
I like them both.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley has so much talent. I think, unfortunately, Asuka's going to win.
Wow.
Because she's a beast.
Yeah. Asuka is a beast.
And
you know what?
And
to
Bayley
me,
needs to move up and take over Eva Marie's spot. So Bayley needs
ooh, you know what? Well, no. Well, it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. She could replace Eva in the match that they're supposed to have at SummerSlam. But you know what? I look at Asuka, and she's another type of style, of strong style. She's going to be hard to beat. I don't see Bayley winning it. I have to give it to Asuka. Miguel.
Oh my goodness! Bayley, of course, it has to be Bayley. She loves to hug people. She's amazing. She's gonna be the first ever 2-time NXT champion. Come on, Mimi Gutie, get with the program.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so the main event, the NXT championship match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa of Joe.
You know what? I have to give it to Shinsuke. He's the hottest thing right now. Unless Vince has something else in store for him and says, you know what, I want him to lose so he can be up on the main roster, I have to see Shinsuke winning this because I know that obviously Samoa Joe's going to have a rematch. So, they're going to, that way this feud can continue on for the next couple months or so. But I see Shinsuke being the new NXT champion.
Yep, me too.
Oh my goodness! Of course he's gonna be Samoa of Joe. You know what? This is ridiculous. Mr. Rick, you can come back. All right.
Miguel, come back. Come on.
I mean, you got to give it to him. He loves NXT. He loves the Cruiserweight Classic.
He's very passionate.
He's very passionate.
Very
about
passionate.
It, yeah.
But he has to call it down the middle because obviously he's picked all the good guys, so he's gotta look at it both ways.
Yeah. Well, he did pick Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. All right, so that is the NXT Takeover predictions. So now we're gonna go straight into the SummerSlam predictions. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So being with the replacement of Eva Marie. Is this match still going to go on? Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Natalya, Eva Marie, and Alexa Bliss. Like I said, could Bayley be replacement? If not, are they still going to go with this match?
Unless they call up Billie Kay from the NXT, because she's been on a hot streak in NXT.
True. That is true. They could call her up, or
just for the one night.
You know what? They even might put in Alicia Fox.
Yeah,
because she was just
I was
in the
gonna
match,
say that. I was gonna say that. Alicia Fox has always been.
Alicia Fox is on Raw.
Is she?
Yeah.
That's right.
Crap. So who's the other women they had though? They didn't have. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah,
they didn't have that many women.
No, they didn't.
No.
So, yeah, they're going to have to call up somebody from NXT.
Yep. I say bring Bayley.
All right, so who do you think would win, though? I mean, minus Eva Marie.
Or unless they do a handicap.
Nah, I don't think they will. Especially with the the heels. You know, they're not going to disadvantage the heels. They would disadvantage the faces, but not the heels. So they're going to have to put somebody in that match. Go ahead, Rick.
I'm gonna have to go with Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi.
Yeah,
I think Becky's due.
Yeah, I agree. And not only that, Naomi just came back. And you're going to have her lose already? It's like almost going to have her in Jobberville.
Yeah.
All right, so the first match in Best of 7 series, which I think is totally ridiculous, Cesaro versus Sheamus. Do we really even care?
No.
All right, so on to the next. The Intercontinental Championship match. The Miz versus Apollo Crews.
Apollo Creed.
Really? You picking Apollo Creed? All right, what do you think, Rick?
I don't want it to be Apollo Crews.
No, why?
Because he sucks.
And then we have to see his pearly whites every Thursday or Tuesday.
As big as a Miz fan as I am, I don't want to see the Miz win either. But I would go with the Miz.
All right, on this one, you know what? I'm going to go with Apollo Crews because I think it's time for a change. The Miz had that belt for quite a while now.
And he hasn't fought for it.
And kind of. But at the same time, you know, you're looking at Apollo Crews, you know, he's the typical babyface. You know, he's the next John Cena, so to speak. You know, yeah, you gotta, he's built. He has $1 million smile. You know, a lot of kids look up. You watch. He's gonna soar. So I think this is gonna be his first belt.
The next John Cena, but yes, I think he is.
Well, he's gonna play that kind of role. I see.
No, I see the next Ahmed Johnson. Whoa.
Oh man, have you seen what Ahmed Johnson looks like now? Terrible.
I reached out to him.
Did you?
So if you want to talk about how terrible you look, tell it to us on the Wrestling POV podcast.
I'll be nice. I think I'll be nice then because. Wow, man, I went all Charles Barkley too. You look terrible. Just terrible. All right, the next match is Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. Who do you got winning on this one?
Go ahead, Rick.
I'm going to go with Jericho.
Jericho? Really?
I am too.
You know what? I'm going with Big Cass and Enzo. I don't.
I'm
I just
a big
think
Cass and Enzo fan, but I think Jericho is.
No, I think the reason why is because I don't see the whole Jericho lasting. You know, Kevin Owens is better off as a singles partner. He's not going to last with Jericho's almost out the window or out the door, out the window.
Out the window. The window.
So my prediction is Enzo and Big Cass. All right, now for the Tag Team Championships, the WWE Tag Team Championships. The New Day versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Who you got?
Can we just say who we think it is on 3?
What do you mean?
Because we all should agree on who should win the tag team titles.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Luke
Gallows and Anderson.
All right, there we go.
Did that work?
I said the club. You said
the club? Oh, okay. Well, are they still calling themselves the club?
I don't know.
All right, so they're going to win. All right, so now the Women's Championship match, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. This is a tough one for me. It really is because, they just gave Charlotte, the Sasha Banks, the belt, and she's going to lose it already. I mean, they did make her lose the following week after she won the belt, so who knows? All right, so who you picking?
Sasha.
Sasha? She's going to retain?
Banks.
Really? You know what? I'm going with Charlotte.
Wow.
She's been my girl for the longest, so I have to go with Charlotte. Yeah. So, all right, the U.S. title, Rusev versus Roman Reigns. This is, if putting Raw aside, what do you guys think? I mean, Roman did pin him.
I want Roman to win.
No, I could.
I do want Roman to win because I think this will be his chance
to redeem himself? Yeah.
And I think
if
he crawls up the ranks once again, hopefully this time around, they give him a better shot versus
at the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
All right. So your prediction is Roman Reigns. All right. So Rick, who you got?
I'm going with Rusev Mosca.
Mosca potatoes? You know what? I'm tossed up on this one, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Roman. You know, I mean, being that he was punished or whatever for the willingness policy, and it's this is not a demotion that by far. You know, having the U.S. title is prestigious, but I think the way they're gonna handle the U.S. title is just like how they wanted to when they were trying to make it relevant. When they made John Cena champion, because they wanted to make the U.S. title relevant again, just like with the IC, they gave it to Daniel Bryan before he got injured. And I think that's what they're going to do with this one. You know, they see Roman still as a top guy, and by him having that title, it might change the way the crowd's been booing him lately to cheering, and it has been working.
Yeah,
it has been working. So my pick is going to be Roman Reigns. All right, so now we got John Cena versus the AJ Styles. Who you got?
Well, they did say that John Cena is not scheduled for Backlash, so I'm going with AJ Styles.
All right. What about the whole Jon Stewart thing? Now, you think he's going to interfere?
I hope so.
Because he interfered last year.
Yeah, he's gonna interfere.
So, who you pick?
I'm AJ Styles because
Same
I like
here.
AJ better.
I like AJ. Cena, I see him heading out, man. I mean, lately he's been doing these promos. I'm not digging him. I'm really not. You know, he's been making himself seem a little bit narcissistic.
Yes.
So I'm not digging you now, Cena. So out the window you go. All right. All right. So the WWE Heavyweight Title: Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler.
Dean retains the belt.
All right. That was a quick pick. All right.
The man that's stealing the whole damn show, Dolph Ziggler.
Really?
Yes.
I don't see it happening. I see Dean. I see Dean retaining. He just won that belt. I don't think he's gonna give it up quite yet. Not quite yet. So all right. So now burn that. But all right. So now the special attraction match is what I'm calling this: Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. Who we got? I think.
Do you even care?
No, I don't. But it's still an upper tier match.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be some kind of interference being off of what happened on SmackDown, and I'm going to give the win to Brock. That way they can still keep him dominant. What do you think?
Really? I have to disagree with you on that one. I
Alrighty
think because of all the scandals with people popping positive and all this other stuff, and him with the UFC and everything else. I mean, they gotta punish him one way or the other. He's part-time. He doesn't get tested.
Yeah, but at the same time, he doesn't count in their willingness policy.
Yeah, I understand that, but they're
not going to punish him like that.
They have to do
Brock.
something, and we need Randy Orton to be on top.
All right. Well, what I think it's going to be a Team Raw and a Team SmackDown locker room empty out kind of thing. And I think we're going to hear the dong of The Undertaker as he takes out Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton gets the win.
Interesting.
Yes.
That is a very bold prediction. Didn't see that coming, Rick.
Nope, I didn't see that one either. But yeah.
Good call, though.
Yep.
I like it. I dig it. I can see that happening. All right, so now the WWE, the first WWE Universal Championship. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Who is going to be the first champion?
The Demon King.
The Demon King? Kane? You said King. King. Get it right.
I'm beating Seth Rollins, the Demon King.
I'm going to have to say Seth Rollins.
Ooh. Interesting. You know what? I'm going with Finn Balor on this one, and only because I think they're gonna want to keep this feud going. Okay. How can you justify if Seth Rollins beats him to become the first Universal Champion? How do you justify Finn Balor still going after that title? He's not going to be number one anymore.
Nope.
But you can with Seth Rollins.
Yep.
After all, he was put into this match. He didn't even have to fight to get into this match. He put himself in, or they put him in. Stephanie did. But you look at Finn Balor, he had to fight his way in there. Mm-hmm. So now they're going to do that again. They have to keep Finn Balor relevant. If he loses this, where does Finn Balor go? You know what I'm saying? You look at Seth Rollins. If he loses this, it's not going to hurt him. I think it will hurt Finn Balor. So to keep him going, especially, the fact of this whole Demon King thing and how everybody loves to see that and the way, he throws his arms up, you have to give it to Finn Balor. And that's it has to. Or else he's going to be duped. Yes. And, Triple H held him for quite a long time, and I'm pretty sure Triple H went up to Vince and says, listen, you got to keep him up there. Don't bring him down. Don't bash him down. Don't, bury him, so to speak. Triple H protected him for as long as he could.
Yep.
So we'll see. But my pick is Finn Balor. That's the SummerSlam predictions, folks.
All right.
All right, so let's bring in Miguel Cole.
Miguel. Okay, I'm back. Yes, what's going on?
All right, so what do you have going on, Miguel?
I'll tell you what I have going on, Mr. Tony. I have NXT with MC and a little bit of Cruiserweight. Not because because it's only a little bit of Cruiserweight to cover. And NXT TakeOver. We're going to talk about that too. It's going to be on Sunday. You're going to have a whole bunch of stuff to look at on YouTube. And also, you can look at it while you go to meet me at the Barclays Center at 3 to do another episode of Cold Street Corner. We'll do interviews, we'll play games, we'll even give out prizes. Oh my goodness, wow. I can't keep myself calm. I'm so excited.
That is awesome. So it looks like you're going to have a lot of fun. So if you guys see Miguel and our very own Rick Serrano III, go say hi. He might put you on the show. He might have you on his segment, Cold Street Corner. It's going to be a lot of fun. That wraps up the show for today. A very big show. A lot of predictions happening. Stay in touch. Write us on Facebook. Write us on Instagram. On the Twitter at Wrestling POV. And Instagram is Wrestling POV1. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with
Mimi Gutie.
And the third wheel.
Rick Serrano.
And our intern. Love, peace, and hair grease. We will see you next week.